Good morning, everyone. In the last session, we have seen what is inheritance, okay, and what is the single level inheritance. In today's session, we are going to understand the practical implementation, okay, of multi-level and hierarchical inheritance, okay. If you haven't seen my last video, go to my channel, Technical Learning for All, go to the playlist. In the playlist, go to the Core Java playlist, okay, and inside the Core Java playlist, please check the inheritance part 1 video, okay. So in that part 1, what we understood is that what is inheritance, okay, and we have seen the example of the single level inheritance. So today we are going to understand multi-level inheritance, this one, second one, right? Multi-level inheritance. Now when see, the second diagram represents the multi-level inheritance, right? This one, as we discussed in the last session, this represents the multi-level inheritance, this diagram, okay. In this, what happening is that we have the class A, okay, class A as the parent, okay. Then we have class B and class C. Here what happening is that class C extending class B extending class A, okay. So let's understand the example of this. Let's go to Eclipse. In the Eclipse, I will create one new package, multi-level, finish. Let's create one class here, new class main, okay, main class, which should contain the main method. Then now let's create the multi-level implementation for this, okay. So let's take the example of the Windows operating system, okay. Firstly, I will explain to you. Just imagine, rather than taking A, let's take it like a, just a minute, wait, solid outline, no, I want solid color here, solid fill, color should be white, boundary should be white. Just a minute, guys. Rather than ABC, let's understand simple example of the our operating system. Initially, we were using what? Before 10 years ago, we were using Windows XP, right, in our laptop. Then we got Windows 7, right? Windows 7. Later we got, nowadays I am using Windows 11, okay? Windows 11 operating system in my laptop. Fine. So Windows XP was having some feature, right? So Windows 7 was there before 5 years ago. Windows 7 was having its own feature. Apart from that, it was extending some feature of the Windows XP, okay. Now nowadays we got Windows 11. So Windows 11 extending feature from Windows 7, Windows 7 extending feature from Windows XP. So Windows 11 getting the feature from both XP and 7, okay. So this is nothing but multi-level inheritance in the Java, okay. Let's understand practically now. Let's create one class, new class XP, Win XP, okay. Win XP, new class Win 7 OS, Win7 OS, new class Win11 OS. Okay, Windows 11 OS, Win7 and Windows 11. Now in the WinXP, let's create one method, public void XP. This method is having some message, Windows XP features. Okay, now see, we are going to implement what? We are going to implement here multi-level inheritance, right? So we have Windows XP now. Now we are going to create Windows 7, and Windows 7 will extend from Windows XP. So we have the Windows 7 class here. Firstly, Windows 7 should extend XP. Okay, this is first thing. Second thing is that Windows 7 should have its own property also, public void Win7 features sys out control space enter. Win7 feature, Windows 7 features. Okay, control C, control S. Okay, in the Windows 7 OS class we have created one method called Win7 feature. Okay, now let's go to Win11 OS class. Here also let's paste the method. Let's change the name, Win10 feature and Windows 10 features. So what we have done, we have created Windows XP class. In that we have one method. That method is displaying some message like Windows XP feature. Then we created second class called Windows 7 Win7 OS class. Okay, Win7 OS class. This class extending what? Extending the WinXP class, right? And in this class we have the one method, Win7 feature. Okay, and then we created the Windows 11 class. In that we have one method called Windows 11 feature. Okay, we must modify it, Win11 features. Okay, here also Win11 features, control S. This is Windows 7, Windows 11, and it extends. Okay, it extends to whom? Windows 7 OS. So Windows 11 extends 7 and 7 extend the properties from the XP, right? Now inside the main class, let's create the object of the 11, Windows 11, Windows 11 OS, my OS. Okay, is equal to new control space Windows 11 OS, right? Semicolon. Now as per the inheritance rule, in the my OS object, right, using the my OS object, I can extend the feature of XP. See, we got it, my os.xp, then my os dot Windows 7 features. Okay, and my os dot Windows 11 features. Correct, we got it. Now if we run the program, run as Java application, see, Windows XP features, Windows 7 features, Windows 11 features. All these features we received through the object of the Windows 11 class, right? So guys, this is what multi-level inheritance is. Okay, in the Java we have seen the example of multi-level inheritance. Now let's see the example of the hierarchical, this one. Okay, hierarchical inheritance, where we have one parent class and we have multiple child classes. Okay, so just file, close all editors. I am creating one new package here, new package inheritance dot hierarchical finish. In this, firstly let's create our main class. Okay, main class with main method. Okay, main class with main method. Why we are creating? Because as you know, as per our second session, what I told is that execution of Java program will always start from the main method, right? That's why we created one class with the name as main class. In that we wrote the main method. Now we want to implement the hierarchical implementation, hierarchical inheritance, right? So let's go for the bike example only. Okay, new class bike, bike, finish. Generally bike having some common feature, right? Public void common bike features. Common bike features are what? Let's create one method here. Common bike features, sysout control space, here common bike features. Okay, like riding, horn, okay, etc. Fine. Now let's create the class for Royal Enfield. Okay, Royal Enfield, Royal Enfield. This Royal Enfield class should extend the bike. Control S. Inside the Royal Enfield class, it should extends. Okay, extends bike. Inside the Royal Enfield class, let's have one method, public void Royal Enfield features. Features. Okay, public void Royal Enfield features, sysout control space Royal Enfield features, Royal Enfield features. Okay, now let's create one more class for KTM bike. New class, or okay, fine. I think most of you like KTM, right? So KTM, created one class called KTM which extends bike. Public void KTM features. Okay, opening brace, closing brace, sysout control space KTM features. Okay, so here we created one class called bike. Okay, which contain the method common bike features. Then we created a class called KTM. KTM extends bike, and KTM is having the method called KTM features. Then we have the class called Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield also extends bike. Okay, and Royal Enfield having the method called Royal Enfield feature. Okay, now as per this image, right, we are seeing hierarchical inheritance, right? So here what happens is that one parent is there, one parent can have multiple childs. So let's create the example of the bike now, KTM now. Okay, KTM, KTM, okay, KTM my bike is equal to new KTM control S. Let's write like my KTM bike. Okay, now see here we are able to access the methods from the parent also, right? in the parent, which is the parent of the KTM class. Bike class is the parent. In the bike class we have one method called common bike feature, right? So using the object of the KTM, I can extend the method from the bike class also, just because of inheritance. Now if I again write the object here, Control C, Control V dot. Now I want to extend the feature of the KTM, right? So in the KTM class we have the method called KTM features. Control S, okay, run as Java application. See, we got it. Common bike feature we got, and KTM feature also we got, right? We got common bike features here and we got the KTM features. But one thing, see, KTM is the different bike, okay, and Royal Enfield is the different bike. So you can't extend the features of the Royal Enfield here. Why? Because Royal Enfield also extending the bike class, KTM also extending the bike class. So using the object of the KTM, you can only extend feature of the KTM class and the bike class, because KTM is the child of the bike. Now if you want to access the feature of the Royal Enfield class, you have to create the object of that, okay? Royal, control space, Royal Enfield. Okay, this one. RE is equal to new Royal Enfield. Done. Now RE dot. See, now Royal Enfield also child of the bike, right? So using the object of the Royal Enfield, we can get the common bike feature which is available in the bike class. Then RE dot, again we can get the features of what? Royal Enfield also, correct? Apart from that, we can get the feature of the object class. Okay, as you know, object is the parent of all the classes in the Java. Okay, so let's run the program, run as Java application. See, we got it. Common bike features, riding horn, then KTM features. This is for what? For KTM bike. Okay, my KTM bike. And then for Royal Enfield we got it, common bike features, okay, and again Royal Enfield feature, right? So guys, today we understood our multi-level inheritance, okay, and hierarchical inheritance. If you have any question, you can comment below. So in this session, okay, in the inheritance part 1, we understood that what is the inheritance, okay, then we understood the parent child relationship, okay, and we understood that object class is the parent of all the classes, okay. Then we understood single level inheritance in our previous session, right? After that, in today's session, we understood the multi-level inheritance, okay, this one, and hierarchical inheritance. So if you have any question, you can comment below, okay, and thanks a lot for watching our channel Technical Learning for All, okay. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, take care and bye bye.